Good morning, it's Jan from Twinks Stamping. I'm an independent UK demonstrator and I've come along today to show you how I've put together a card. It's not a Christmas card, to be honest. I'm getting a bit fed up of having to do Christmas cards. So I had a little play yesterday and this is what I've come up with. Love it. I absolutely love it. I know we shouldn't say things like that about our own work, but I do. I love it. The colour of choice today is Magenta Madness. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there who really do not like it. I thought that when I first saw it and thought, no way can I work with that. But do you know, I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I've glittered up the edge of the card. And I've obviously winked to Stella my flowers. The stamp set that I've used this time is the Fancy Phrases. Just use one stamp set, which is I use the flower and I use the sentiment from the same set. Love that. And I have used the mask, the Dotty mask from the decorative, if I can find what I've done with it. Here it is. The Basic Pattern Decorative Masks set. It's a great way of making your own background using a mask. I actually used it on a couple of other of my cards that you've probably seen. I used this shimmer paste through the mask. I'm saving this bit for a really special card. Don't know what it's going to be yet, but yeah, that was my trial one. Anyway, so that was the decorative mask, so we're going to be using that. Okay, it's a nice big square card today. I just love it. Just love it. So, let's get started. To make your square card, just take your A4 sheet of card and you are going to put it at 14.8, just over 14.8, or if you don't work in centimetres, it's about 5 7/8, and you are going to score. You are not going to cut, you are going to score. And then you are going to turn your cardstock and you're going to use exactly the same measurement again, 14.85-ish and 5 7/8, and you are going to cut. And that should give you your perfect square card. Keep your bit that you've just cut off. You can use that for doing sentiments and things like that. Never waste your cardstock. We get through a lot of cardstock, don't we? So that is your base card. And then you're going to cut yourself a piece of card that measures 5.5 inches square or 14 centimetres square. Your mask, make sure I'm going to put it around the right way because I've used the paste on it. It's a bit shiny on the other side. So what I did was I put this on diagonally, only to stop me. If I put it that way, I might be tempted to go all over the place and I can't really see where my edges are. So by putting it this way, that's just a little tip. By putting it this way, it means I won't go over the edges and it's about central. So I know I've only got this sort of space to work in. Now I am going to try not to get ink anywhere other than on the mask. I kid you not, this is probably about the 5th time I have tried to video this today, and every single time that I've done it, I have landed up with ink here. Don't ask me how. I have no idea how it's happened. So I've had to do this 5 times. I'm going to keep my fingers way out of the way. And all you're going to do is you're going to just pat down your colour onto the mask. Try not to move the mask because you will spoil your pattern. It's not exact. So I have no idea where I'm going. What I'm hoping to achieve is just an abstract. Right, let's try and get this off. Voila! I have no ink where I don't want it. Yes! Honestly, this is the 5th time I have made this morning. And I'm going to put it away quick. I'm going to get rid of my mask and put it in some water so that I don't forget. Right, so you've done your basic now, whichever way you want it to be. Quite like it like that. Don't like making decisions. That one looks a bit too straight. So I may well have it like that so that my flower covers that. Okay, so that will eventually go onto here. Right, so put that to one side. We're now going to stamp our flower. And I have chosen to use Smoky Slate to ink up my flower because black is a wee bit harsh. But this will be perfect. I am so lucky today. I don't know what's the matter with me, to be honest. Right. There we go. Let's see if this comes out. Yeah, I'm going to ink it up twice, just in case. And if I don't use it, it doesn't matter. It will just go back in my box. I always keep spare images inside the stamp cases. And then if I need a quick card, you know, I've already stamped something out. Then I can choose an image, and I actually prefer the second image to the first. So I'm just going to clean my stamp. Just pop that up there. And while we've got the ink out, actually I've shut it, but while we've got the ink out, I think what I'll do is I will stamp the sentiment at the same time. Then we've done all our stamping. That way. So you're just going to need a piece of card. I'm not sure how long it measures. Actually, I didn't even... Yeah, that's perfect. Seven centimetres by 1.5 centimetres. That might just be enough. Inches, 2 3/4 by, what's that, 5 1 2 3 4 5/8. 5/8 of an inch wide. Try and give it to you in the inches and the centimetres. Don't always remember. I'm just going to check that my stamp is fairly straight. I do have a Stamparatus. I haven't used it for a while because I've, in my packing up, tidying up out here, I've put it somewhere. And we all know what that's like, putting things in a safe place. I'm going to test this first before I... oh, it's only a bit of card. I can always cut a bit of card out, can't I? I've actually got spare. Right, here we go then. 1, 2, 3. Let's hope it's straight. Oh, that'd be fine. That'd be absolutely fine. So, that's our stamping done. Get rid of all the inky bits so that we don't mess our cards up. Just going to clean my stamp off. You wouldn't believe I've washed this. I've just washed this. There we go. So now, let's do a bit of colouring. So I'm going to sit myself down for that. I just had a horrible thought then that I hadn't been filming. It's okay, I have. All we're going to do is colour in our flowers. I didn't colour the leaves because I wanted it just pink. I didn't want it any other colours. So, oh dear. Well, how's everybody doing today? I'm a little bit happier after hearing the briefing last night on the TV with Boris. We are very, very lucky down here in Hastings. We have had a very low rate of infection right from the beginning. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed that that stays that way. But he has said that we will, you know, there are going to be different tiers. And I would imagine that Hastings will be in tier 1. Which means that I will be able to have some classes in December. If enough ladies wants to come along. And I am so pleased. We shall see. We've got to wait and find out exactly what tiers we're in. I believe that is going to be announced very soon. Just wait and see. Nice easy stamp to colour with these beautiful blends. So very easy. Lovely and bright out here today. The sun is actually shining outside. There's workmen doing a bit of work next door, so all I can hear is banging. But it feels a little bit like a summer's day, you know, when everybody goes outside. You hear lots of noise outside. That's what it sounds like today, and it's lovely. It's a bit miserable in the winter, isn't it, when it gets dark so early in the day, because you feel at 4 o'clock. I'm going to try and use the bigger one. At 4 o'clock, you feel like it's time for bed. Because it's so dark. Yes, and it was great news, wasn't it, yesterday also about the vaccine. Fantastic. It'd be nice to think that we can all finally get back to some form of normality by the spring. Because it's not going to happen overnight, is it? You know, there's plenty of people out there who need to have the injection, the vaccine. So it's going to take time to roll it all out, but I'm just pleased. You know, all these older folk that haven't seen their families for months. I haven't seen my mum for months. In fact, I don't think I've seen her since last Christmas. I'm not even sure I saw her last Christmas because of maybe, I don't know, circumstances. I'm just using the darker one now to go over where the dark bits are, Stampin' Up very cleverly show you where to shade. So whether it looks right to you, whether I'm doing it right or not, I've really no idea. But it is what it is. There we go. I'm just going to go over that now and blend that in. And hopefully it'll look okay. It's always different when these pens are dry. Not the pens itself, obviously. The ink. When the ink's dry on here, it looks different. I bet there's some colourists out there going, don't do it like that. But I don't profess to know what I'm doing, to be honest. I really don't. Say I'm not a colourist, I'm not, never ever have I professed to be. That's going to do, I think. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Now comes the boring bit, I'm afraid, ladies and gents, the cutting out. There's always a bit of cutting out to do. I don't mind a bit of fussy cutting. As long as it's not too intricate, I don't mind. This one's not quite so bad as some that I've had to do. I think I might actually colour that bit in when I've finished. Yeah, so it's a nice, lovely sunny day here today. Very pleased. It's getting a bit chillier as well. It's starting to feel a bit cool. I don't mind if I'm busy, you know. You don't really notice how cold it is when you're busy. When you're sitting around, you notice it, don't you? Sorry, I know this is painful. Watching somebody else cutting something out. If you don't want to watch me, knit and put the kettle on or something. Have a cup, make yourself a cup of tea or coffee. Doesn't actually take too long. You could make this card in some other pretty colours. That's what I should have done actually. I should have done it in a different colour so that you can see how different it looks. Maybe I'll do that later. Today I am going to, after I've done my video, I am going to start and sort out some Christmas bits and pieces that have amassed themselves in my studio. I'm going to sort those out ready, because if I do get classes in December, I shall want them ready. And also, obviously, get the class ready for December. I know roughly what I want to do. I'm sorry if I keep going out of shot. When I do these tricky bits, I tend to pull it towards me. it's worth it in the end. Chunks of card, get out. The little tricky bits going around the flowers. It's all right, that wasn't a leaf. Just remember not to go too close to that one. Is everybody ready for Christmas? I know a lot of people have started really early this year. I'm going to let you into a secret. I've actually put my Christmas tree up. My daughter-in-law, who lives with us, nagged me until I did. But it looks gorgeous. And my little granddaughter was so surprised when she saw it. I love to see their faces when they see the tree. That's what it's all about, isn't it, kids? Christmas. For the first few days, I just put one or two things out at a time. I think a lot of people who know me know that that is kind of a family tradition. Normally, in normal times, on the 1st of December, I would start to bring out all my Christmas ornaments. You know, like you have these snowmen with dangly legs over the table and things like that. And all sorts of things that you stand up around the house. I used to, when my kids were here, the tradition is that I get one thing out at a time, and when they get up in the morning, you know, it's like a surprise every morning. What have I got out? You know, but it hasn't really happened this year. I did start, as I say. I got nagged to get the tree out, so once the tree's out, all the decorations have to come out. So they're all out today. Well, we put them up a couple of days ago now. But the job's done. Took us all day. Always takes us all day to put the tree and the decorations everywhere. Do love Christmas. I won't be having an open fire this year. That's another tradition we used to have. I mean, virtually every single house, apart from the first one that we lived in, which was a new build, had an open fire. I've always had an open fire. And my husband this year had to redo our lounge, and he took the fireplace out. And I was quite upset, to be honest, because I've always liked having an open fire. However, I think in saying that, it's getting quite difficult to get hold of coal these days, you know, because it's not eco-friendly anymore, is it? It's not the right thing to do to burn fossil fuels. But the sight of because again, that was another tradition. On Christmas morning, I would get up and the children would be in the kitchen eating their breakfast, because I always make my kids eat their breakfast before they go and open all their presents. Well, cruel mum. But yeah, I used to get them up. I used to get them up. That's a joke, isn't it? They're up by like 3 o'clock in the morning. But we used to get up. I'd give them breakfast, and while they were eating their breakfast, I would go into the lounge and I would make the fire up and put all the presents around the tree. And then when they came in, the fire would be roaring and say all the presents, and it was just a magical moment, you know, seeing them do that, seeing what I'd done. Yeah, as they grow up, I mean, they still ask me, why haven't I done it? But never mind, fireplace is gone. I have to think up of something else now. Mind you, the children are not there anymore. Well, they are. The same, my youngest son, his wife and my granddaughter still live with us. But many who know me knew that we were a family of 11 just before last Christmas, and finally my daughter managed to get somewhere to live. So her and her family of 6 moved out, leaving us 5 behind. So there were lots of children. The children generally come to mine anyway. But anyway, I've waffled on so much and I've forgotten to tell you the things I'm doing. I mean, you can see what I'm doing, can't you? I have completely coloured, and now I have Winter Stella to make it beautiful. So now it's really just assembling the card. Now, how quick was that? And what, you know, it's really striking. Really striking. So that is going to go on there. Because that's, where's my straight line? It's there, isn't it? Don't want that straight line. So we'll sort of pop that somehow here. Like that. Right, first of all, it's the Dazzling Diamonds time. I have got to order myself a new pen because this one is starting to break up where I keep rolling it along the side of the cards. But I shall use it till it dies. But I do need to get myself one as a backup. Right, that's that inked. That is all I am going to glitter. I'll pop it in there. Not quite so easy when there's such a big card. Not sure why there's people who don't like glitter. How can you not like glitter? There you go. That's all done. Not too messy. So this then gets glued onto here, remembering which way you want to put it. Just going to get my glue. Now remember, you can use whatever glue you like. You can use double-sided tape, whatever you fancy. The Tombow glue works just as well on the cards. I use my Tombow for different things. That's it. Oh, it just looks like I threw that down, and yet it's actually quite straight. That's how it's going to be. With your flower, I actually used these things, dimensionals. Probably just a few. You don't want too many. I like to keep the edges so that they kind of flap about a little bit. So I'm going to see what that looks like first. I'm such a messy crafter. just going to pop a wee bit of glue on the back of my foam pads. So I've got a little bit of wiggle room in case I put it somewhere that I really don't want it to go. So about there. Yes, I like that. I like it a lot. So that just raises it up and gives it a little bit of dimension. And this is just going to tuck under here. I'm going to stand up now because I need to see where I'm putting that. And I'll actually put that down flat. I have noticed that it could matter to you if you're OCD, which I am a little bit, about the way the dots are going. But I'll leave that to you to decide. I'm not even going to tell you what I mean. I should have had it that way. And there you go. That is it. That is your card. What do you think? I think it's lovely. I really do. I love the colour. And I just love it. Just love it. Love it. Love it. And I love using the mask too. Really enjoyed doing that. So anyway, thank you very, very much for stopping by today and supporting me. And if you liked what you saw today, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already a subscriber, maybe you'd like to subscribe to my channel. And also, if you wanted to, you could press the little bell that's next to the subscribe button, and that will tell you when I've posted my next video. But other than that, all my details are down below. Yeah, that is not straight. Hey ho. Oh, that's going to annoy me. That is going to annoy me big time. I might have to post this card out quick to somebody. Nope. It's going to just have to look like that. Stop it. Yes, thank you once again. Sorry about that. All my details are down below. My shop, my online shop, if you want to purchase any of the products from me. Yeah, that's it. My email's down below. Should you need to contact me for any reason, if you want to know anything or ask me anything. I do run classes locally. And I am intending to do online classes too. Don't know if that's going to be an interest to anybody. Maybe if you're interested, you could leave me a little comment. Anyway, I'm going to go off now and do some stuff for my Christmas boxes. And I hope you all have a lovely day today. And I'll speak to you again next week. Bye-bye now.